am Joshua. Today we're going to take a look at the song Love Wins All by IU. I believe this song was produced by Seo Dong-hwan. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. And I think they did an amazing job on this song. When I first heard this song, I was really mesmerized by the melodies, IU's vocals, of course, and the whole production. I thought complemented the song really well. It's mainly a piano-driven song, and then there are more and more elements added on. But most importantly, I think the emotions in the song is very strong. The MV is also great too, so you should check it out. Yeah, and I just thought it would be cool to take a look at the production of the track of this song and see if we can learn something from it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Here I have my session opened, and the first thing is to plug in the BPM. For this song, if you use a time signature of 3/4, I believe the BPM is 152. So that's how I set it here in Studio One. I love learning from other people's songs, especially ones that I really love. So this song is definitely one of them. The first thing I usually do when I approach something like this is I want to figure out, well, the BPM and then the chords. Because this is more of a ballad, the chords actually changes quite a bit as the song goes on. But the main progression, I believe, is C, and then A minor, F, and G. So that's the progression for the verse and the chorus. I think in the chorus, where it changes from the F to the G, it's a little bit different from the verse, but the overall progression is the same. The pre and the bridge has different chord progressions, but the main one, it's, C, A minor, F, G. So we're going to start with that. And since this song is so piano driven, I thought it's best to start with the piano. I tried a couple pianos for this. I did try the Giant by Native Instruments. It's not bad, but I ended up using Fazioli by Imperfect Samples. Yeah, I kind of like the wooden quality of this piano. So it's like, it's not exactly the same as the one used in the song, which I'm guessing they might have recorded a live piano for that. But it has a quality that I think would work great for this song. So that's the piano I chose. In the intro, the song has this pedal note on the note C. So it repeats for about 3 bars before the chord progression comes in. So yeah, let's give it a go. So some of it probably requires some fixing, the timing and stuff and some of the phrases. So after we fix it, we have the piano track, and I believe it's mainly the piano from the intro into the verse. And then in the pre, there's a guitar part that comes in. So let's add that in. Okay, so now we have that guitar part in the pre. I believe it's time to go into the chorus. That's where, the drums come in and the strings comes in too. So let's start with the drums. I selected some sounds for the kick and the snare. Here's the kick I selected. It sounds like this. And then for the snare, here's the first one. Oh, let me turn off the reverb real quick so you can take a listen how it sounds like. So yeah, the first snare sounds like this, and the second snare is like this. I thought it would be nice to add a plate reverb to it. I use Super Plate by Sound Toys, so it becomes this. and together. So let me add that in. And then a big part of the chorus, I think, is because of this, I would say, staccato strings. And it's just this short kind of stab of strings that gives it that energy. To me, I love that sound, and I think it adds that movement in the chorus. It's absolutely beautiful. So let's try to put that in. The sample library that I used is Spitfire Chamber Strings Essentials. And in the cello, let's take a look. There are these patches. I think I went with the Spiccato in this one. So they also have one called Staccato. So, use whichever you think sounds great. It sounds like this. So it has that, attack in the strings. So let's put that in. Now we have the staccato strings, and there are also some legato type string passages, the long sustained notes, very beautiful and definitely an essential part of the chorus. So let's put those in. This time I'm going to be using the violins and the violas, and I think also I put a legato cello on another track, just so it's easier for me to mix it. So let's put those in. So yeah, after adding the violins and violas, I thought that in that interlude that follows, it needed some support down in the lower frequencies. And so I added this cello. I'm not quite sure if it's in the original, but after I added it, I felt like it's closer to the sound that the song was going for. So here's the cello. So yeah, after adding the strings, I thought that there could be a synth or a bell type sound to highlight that melody that's kind of laid down by the piano. It can guide the song a little better. So here it is. And then I felt like I heard a strumming guitar in the chorus that adds to the energy. So let's go ahead and add that. The strumming guitar that would be cool for this is Strummed Acoustic 2 by Native Instruments. I looked into the patterns they have, and under 3/4 time, there's one called John's Waltz that I think could work great for this. So it sounds like this by itself. It's pretty cool. You basically play the chords and then it would do the strums according to the patterns, and it's all synced up to the BPM. It's perfect for for someone who, like me, who doesn't play the guitar much. And you can change the voicing. I think having a little bit on the high side sounded better for this song. So let's record it in. Now that we have the acoustic guitar, I think it's just it's just adding some effects to help lift the song. Just added a little bit of those effects into the chorus to help the transitions and giving it that impact, kind of the cinematic feel. Nothing major. There are probably some more intricacies under the hood for this song, but this gives us a look into some of the foundational elements of it, and it's just a brilliant song. Of course, it's different without IU's vocals, That's the main thing that drives the entire song. So let's do a playthrough from the top. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. Always love looking into the writing and productions of such a beautiful song. If you would like to check out the session files for this tutorial, I'll leave a link in the description below. If you have suggestions on what you want me to look into next, please feel free to comment in this video. I started this channel to build a community of aspiring producers and songwriters so that we can all make the music we love and also achieve professional results. If that sounds interesting to you, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.